Today, we're gonna talk about problems. You have them. I have them. This squirrel has them. This random woman is pretending to have them. And this guy's also pretending, but seems a bit more realistically distressed. Like he's definitely drawing on something here. We all have problems, but sometimes we just Google our problems away. Google, is there any place that sells gluten-free pasta near me?
Oh, pasta? Sure thing.
Google, what's the best sandpaper for drywall?
You need mid-range grittiness. 220 should do it.
Google, I got severe whiplash at the roller skating social at work, and nobody respects me anymore.
Okay. Can I recommend some professionals near you?
How about Douglas Bargo? Bargo got me $2 million, 5 times the amount the insurance company offered, and now my coworkers don't stand in uncomfortable positions that make me do awkward neck movements. Thank you, Douglas Bargo. Time for a digital thank you party. Thank you, Douglas Bargo, for all it is you do. You got me $2 million, and now I give you reviews. I can't recommend Bargo and Bargo attorneys at law enough. I was in a severe and time-sensitive situation. They listened diligently to my issues and appropriately game planned to ensure a positive result. 5 stars. Amazing personal injury attorneys. Time for a deep breath. Jeez. You know, talking is so difficult. I don't know how people do it for a living. Imagine like an auctioneer lifestyle. Like whenever an auctioneer does like a best man speech or like a maid of honor speech, that must be like the slowest thing ever for them. They're just talking and no one's putting numbers up or anything and everyone's just staring. I can't imagine a more stressful job. But we do have our own job to address today and it's not terribly stress-free, but it's better than that. I'll tell you that much. And what we're focusing on today is SEO and keyword research, in particular as it relates to video content creation. So companies will want to make content. They'll sort of come in the gates like, we want to make content, we've always wanted to. But the actual content itself is yet to be determined. So that's why we do SEO and keyword research, to determine what are frequent questions or frequent concerns of users on the internet. It sort of ensures our content is relevant. So let's talk a bit more about keyword research. It is of the field of search engine optimization within the greater idea of digital marketing. And for just a really brief overview on keywords, basically people search things every day, right? They search things on Google, they want to get their dog walked, they want to buy a new refrigerator, they want to inquire about the seasonal trends of planting a lemon tree. And the things that they write into the search bar are what is called the search keyword. And even if they're just one letter different, they're entirely different keywords, and thus have entirely different search results. And of course, naturally, there are terms that are searched more than others, and websites and articles that are clicked more than others for those search terms. This example I'm using here is like an extreme example of this. 2 very similar keywords, however, way different search volume. And that's sort of the basis for this whole understanding, because we want to find keywords to base our content on. We want our content to satisfy the search inquiry, which also satisfies the search engine, which is happy when we do that. And that's typically where it gets more competitive and complex. We're certainly not the only ones doing this.
If I train up hard enough, I'll rank #1 on Google for avocado toast near you.
So yes, we want to be very strategic when it comes to our content decisions and keywords. And by doing so in concert with good content and good design, it stands a better chance to be seen. So that's keywords in an extreme nutshell. And in this video, we're focusing on a particular type of keyword, and that is keywords that use any of the following words. What? Why, when, will, where, whose, is, are, does, and how. Or one keyword that represents some sort of mysterious subject. A subject we can typically assume no one's a master of without doing research or going to college for it. For instance, the keyword search veneers might as well say, what are veneers? And that's actually the first article on the search engine page when you type that. You can sort of always assume terms like this ought to have a question mark behind it. It shouldn't sound like federal estate taxes, bro. Whatever, I'll pay them. It should sound like, federal estate taxes? What is this shit? Search engines don't have confident voices. In the case of the veneers, we can assume the individual typing that wants them. They're probably dissatisfied with their teeth, in fact. So overall, we're looking at questions and personal concerns. And when there's questions, there's problems. And when there's problems, users rely on content to help them solve their problems. And this is an important way to stand out from your competition. Did you help your potential clients? And was it before they even dialed the phone number? If yes, then you're in good shape. And before I end the video here, I'm going to go ahead and not end the video and go into more of a detailed discussion of actual keyword research. Alright, so we're here in the Google Ads Keyword Planner. What we're going to focus on here is the first thing I mentioned before, which is accounting, which I think is a really great place to start because there's a lot of questions people have about accounting, especially in March and April. So it's a very particular industry of which the professionals really want to address those questions. I also wanted to add here that we're using the Google Ads Keyword Planner just because it's kind of a bare bones, like really easy way to do keyword research. There's plenty of other websites to use. There's one we love using called SEMrush, which is awesome. So this is just a bare bones and actually free version of keyword research we can use. And the second thing I wanted to mention is everything you're seeing on the screen here, while this is representing more of a Google Ads value, so everything they're doing here is trying to get you to pay to rank for these keywords as opposed to just ranking for them naturally. We can look at that data almost the same way. What does it cost to rank for that keyword versus how challenging is it to rank for that keyword? It's really the same data. So as an example, we started with what taxes up here in the search bar. This will show us things that are related to taxes that should include the word what. So pretty much all these are going to be questions, question prompts that people searched into Google. They're showing the search keywords here. Just for like a brief example of what these things mean here, we're not going to focus too much on it, but it shows the average monthly searches, how those searches have changed over time, and how competitive those keywords are, whether if you're looking at it from an ad perspective or just ranking on Google. That will show you basically how competitive that keyword is. And a lot of these questions are pretty low. So it's targeting a very niche group that really want to learn something more, which is why it's even more valuable to consider making content for it. So let's start with these two keywords that I saw that are very useful for what we want to look at here, which is what is an S corporation and what is an S corp? Pretty much the same question, but just a different keyword. Now, what is an S corporation is in fact about 2,000 or 3,000 more searches a month for that search. What is an S corp being a little bit less, but let's think about the nature of the person who searched this question. What is an S corporation? Well, they're probably starting a business. Maybe they're considering an LLC versus an S corp. They want to learn more about the S corp. They're basically intellectually thinking, I want to learn more about this. I'm looking for an opportunity to make an educated decision. That's why they're searching that keyword, and we can focus on this keyword and make content for it. So our article can be, what is an S corp? Or maybe S corp versus LLC. And the same with a video. What is an S corporation? Maybe 4 to 5 minutes, 10 minutes of you explaining what an S corporation is. That offers the opportunity for the viewer of that content to make an educated decision. Okay, well, I was able to learn what this is, and perhaps they may want to continue to work with you. They liked how you presented it, you were approachable, you were local, and you solved the question they had. So that's the main focus of why we want to focus on content like this, because it's an educated question. It really tells us the person who's searching is looking for an educated answer. And they may in fact want to hire someone who can further their education on the subject. All right, so let's look at the actual search page for the keyword search, what is an S corporation? The first thing you'll notice here, if you're pretty savvy to this stuff, is that there's no ads. Quick note here, I actually checked the next day and there were ads. So at the time of the original recording, there was no ads being run, but that was in the future. And if you're curious, basically people will pay for the opportunity to advertise to that keyword or something similar to that keyword, which is the case here. But let's go back to the past. If we scroll down a bit here, the first thing you see is the IRS. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of people looking at the actual definition from the IRS, which is pretty damn important. But if we scroll down, you will see videos, you will see articles, differences in benefits, S corporation for dummies, S corp versus C corp, another S corp versus C corp, S corporation business type, what is an S corp? These are all things that are actually related to what an S corp is. So someone searching for this information has everything they want right here. And if they want to watch videos, they're right there. You need to only click on it. And it's probably true that the people who decided to make this content, EA Tax Resolutions, Navi, Mirage, CPA, these are just professionals who know a lot about this issue and decided to make content for it. And here it is right on the face of Google if you're searching that. So the last question you might have is, okay, well, we know what the search key term is. We know how competitive it is. We know what we want to talk about. We're kind of masters of this issue. So the last thing is, how do we actually get it to appear here? Now, it's a long answer. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and there's no value to looking at it as like one quick way to all of a sudden make a ton of sales and get a ton of views. You still have to have good content. It has to receive some luck, if you will, as far as the algorithm goes, and making sure that the people who watch it are attentive to it. But the basic gist of it is to consider just painting the popular keywords that you find all over the place in your articles or in your YouTube video descriptions. This helps the search engine determine who to serve impressions of your content to. Which is to say, okay, they search this, here it is. Or they seem to like stuff like this. Here's some other stuff you might like. That's basically the brain of a search engine. Just keep clicking things. Just keep going.
Clicking makes search engine happy.
Alright, so the TLDR of this video. Find the search key terms. Determine how you would go about making content for these key terms. And be sure to keep in mind what the individual's problem is and the nature of why they're searching it. Make the content or hire someone to do it for you, wink, wink, wink. And then strategically place those key terms within the text areas of your content. And this gives you the best chance to satisfy the stubborn search engine and of course, help those who are searching with problems. Wait, urgent message. If you could, try and locate the thumbs up icon on your screen. I don't know where it is depending on the orientation of this video. It could also be a heart symbol. Just give it a poke. It could just be a random like hand movement. We do that all day. We press the phone. It's like the same thing. You're just pushing your finger into a particular area of the screen. An area which is very helpful to me and hopefully helpful to many others. Secondly, you can find the box beneath the video, perhaps to the side. Try and get it so that there's a little repeating line that's appearing within that box. So you're ready to type and just start typing random numbers, random letters. You could write anything you want. It could be nice, it could be a bot, it could be a promotion for your club or something. I don't care, whatever. As long as there's something there, you're great. Thank you.